try to make me feel embarrassed. Their attempts have been in vain, but they tell me I'm the one with problems. They're the ones who are insane. So for those who want but won't admit it, you shouldn't feel like that, cause you could be 20% cooler and 10 seconds slower. Shout it out. I'm proud to be a brony. Yeah, yeah. I'm proud to be a brony.
Hello mayors and gentle colts, my fellow bronies. Welcome to a Q&A edition of I'm Brony and I'm Proud. Questions asked by you and answered by the man himself, Michael Dobson, aka Bulk Biceps. Here it is. Enjoy. So our first question is from Rose.
Hi, Rose.
And she asks, did that one line hurt your throat?
The one line being, yeah! Answer, no. I've played a lot of characters that have had really big, raspy voices, and fortunately, my voice has been able to hold out. It might have something to do with the fact that I used to be a squad leader for a drill team at one time, too, when I was in the Air Training Corps in England. I was doing a lot of yelling back then, so from an early age, probably I was honing my gravel chops to play Bulk Biceps someday in the future. Thanks for your question, Rose. You're awesome. I hope that helped. Take care.
Bulk Biceps seems to epitomize a whole bunch of your own personal traits. Pegasus that flies. He would be the first pony to put his hoof up for service to the Equestrian Guard. No matter what he's doing, he'll be like fully charged to do it. Then there's this softer side to him as well. It would be interesting if he does paint what he would come up with.
Well, you know what? I was a competitive powerlifter at one time, too, so that's another trait that I kind of share with Bulk Biceps, too, is that I started off in martial arts. I did martial arts for about 27 years, something like that. Studied various different styles and then fight full contact, and so I wanted to get into a higher weight class, and that's how I got into weight training. One of the gyms I was training at, a powerlifting team, and it was something I hadn't tried before, so I trained for that and really enjoyed it and competed for, I guess, about 3 years. Maybe I'll get to compete in the Equestrian Games for real one day. That'd be cool.
It's very interesting you say that, because that's a perfect segue to Stuart Stevens, and he asks, what's your workout plan and what do you lift?
Oh. It's an interesting question. Well, I tore the muscle off of my shoulder, and both shoulders, actually. I just had my right arm repaired, and I've just gone through physio, and I finally got that back to 100%. Now I have to get my left arm repaired, and then I'll be back into the gym for real. Right now, I'm just doing light cross-training. I run, which I love to do. When I lived downtown, I used to run the seawall, which was about 10 kilometers, but my brother and I used to add a little bit more onto that. I'm very competitive with myself, so when I go into the gym, I like to set goals for myself when I go in. But I'm not lifting anywhere that I used to. Way back when, in the days when I competed, I was never a super great bench presser because I've got really long arms. So my best bench was 365. My best squat was a 460, I think, something like that. Comparatively speaking, I'm pretty much a novice, but it was something I enjoyed a lot.
Cool. And I have to ask, so you're saying you sustained some injuries. Were they gym-related?
I was having a really great workout, and my wife was at the gym on the day that I was having this great workout. I just finished training triceps and was feeling really good, and I thought I'd just rep out some dips just to get a good pump, doing them really strict. And as I was coming up, all of a sudden something went bang. And it was funny because my wife heard it. She said, "Was that you?" Yeah, I think something just snapped in my shoulder. As fate would have it, a few weeks later I went to the doctor, and then I was sent for an MRI, and then it revealed that I had a complete detachment of the supraspinatus muscle on my shoulder. Tore it right off the bone. Little did I know that the one on my left shoulder was not far behind it. Once I had this reattached with some titanium screws and sutures and whatnot, and then it was about a year later I was back in the gym training, and then I found that I was rubbing my left one a lot. Was able to get an MRI done on that, and then when I returned to training, I finished off my left one and tore that one off as well, so now I gotta get that one repaired. So,
but I have to ask, with all this training, it sounds like getting to some kind of Olympic event or something like that.
Not training anything other than peace of mind. When you feel healthy, you just feel better, right? To pursue whatever it is in life you want to pursue, and so that's just my thing, I guess. And it allows me to then zen out to do the other creative stuff. I like to play guitar, and it's funny you mentioned painting, and I love doing that too, and I also love to write, so I just find that I just kind of like to do everything. Same as you, man. I get the feeling that you're a very, very similar person, that you sound like the kind of person that's out there doing things and just, I don't know, I just kind of see life as a big smorgasbord, and I just want to taste as much as I can, and when my time runs out and the meter shuts off, I'm going to just be stuffing my pockets and take what I can with me. It's just love life, man. I guess that's all it is.
I love everything what I do, and sometimes it's not necessarily been by choice. It's generally been life. Polite way of saying it has encouraged me to try, evolve and adapt and, trying to change. More out of necessity, filmmaking as we know it has changed dramatically, and it's because of this thing called YouTube. I can create something, and have it out within, 24 to 48 hours. In the past, if you wanted to make a video, man, I'll get back to you in a couple of weeks, more likely a couple of months. It's amazing how things were made at all in those days. I guess we're moving into more of the acting type questions. This question is from Muska Chu, and she asks, what has been your favorite acting gig, and what is your favorite band?
My favorite band is early Genesis. I found out about the band Genesis when I was like 13 or 14 through a guy at school, and he lent me some albums and I was just hooked. I think from like Trespass to Lambs Lie Down on Broadway album, that's my favorite era of Genesis, I guess. All those albums in between. Genesis was just kind of a band that just kind of resonated with me for whatever reason. There was another band too from Holland, if I remember correctly, called Focus. They were an influence in my life too. I really enjoyed this. So Genesis is my number one favorite band. For characters that I played, you love them all for different reasons, the characters that you play. I played a guy called Kazuki Fusei, the same producer from Ghost in the Shell. It was called Jinro. Really enjoyed playing that character because he was a very subtle character to play in the sense that his emotional arc was quite deep. There was a lot going on with him. I really enjoyed the process of working on that particular feature film. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. There was another character similar to that I played in another series called Broken Saints. I played a character called Oran. Starscream was a lot of fun. Leonardo and Ninja Turtles was a lot of fun. One that has been best received by fans, I've really felt like an outpouring of positive energy, I guess, has been Bulk Biceps on My Little Pony, and that's true. That's the first time that I've played a character where I've had such an amazing response like that. When that aired, I think I had like 70 people on my Twitter account, and then I was just watching it just go racing forward. It's this amazing reception from everybody in the Brony community, and that really resonated with me in a really cool way. And I have to thank everybody for that because that was very unexpected and very amazing. It was pretty cool. So thank you all for that.
I might just step in here, but it sounds like I like the word you used before, challenging, which is part of the fun, and it's quite anime related. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
This question's from Jamie, and he asks, is there any other pony on the show that you would like to voice for a day, and why?
It's funny because the first time I worked on the show, Ashley Ball piped up as Applejack, and when she started doing that voice, that just seemed like so much fun, and I know it's a female part, but every time she did that voice, I was just cracking up inside, and I just thought, this is like so much fun to play this character. That's what comes to mind first off. I'm trying to think of other ones in the show. I'm just going to say, as absurd as the answer is, Applejack, I think, would be a lot of fun.
Okay, you got to like this one. This is another question from Rose. Would you like Bulk Biceps to have a singing part? And if so, what would his singing voice sound like?
Yes. And I think he should sound like Bing Crosby or Dean Martin. I think that would be awesome. I think from going like, yeah, to it would be fun. I actually sung in a blues band, well, a few blues bands, I guess, in the past. So to get to sing on a show would be a lot of fun. I'd like that a lot. So I think it would be hilarious to watch Bulk Biceps croon. I think Bulk Biceps should release a Christmas album. I think it would be awesome.
There's a ton of bronies that I know or we're still getting to know. Would love to collaborate with you on that.
I want to do a Bulk Biceps Christmas album. That's what I want to do.
Got another question from Muskachu. Have you had to trial any lines that weren't used in previous shows? And have you been asked to do any work in Season 5 or upcoming movies?
I can't answer that question because we're all signed to an NDA, so I can't say if I appear in Season 5 or not. Surprises are good, so that's all I can say. Stay tuned, and all will be revealed as the episodes air. All I can say is that I love being on the show. As often as they'll have me back, I'll be more than happy to be in more episodes. That would be cool.
This is a how did it feel question. How did it feel in the interview for MLP? And this comes from Shoutmon Green Zone.
Awesome. The first episode I did on My Little Pony, after I was done, everybody was high-fiving me and everything, and they said, wait till your episode airs and you see what happens then. Like they were saying to me, trying to explain to me the phenomena that was the bronies and what the show had created amongst the fandom. Basically, they were saying to me, wait till you meet these fans because they're really, really awesome. And they were so right. It was like, I had no idea. I had no idea what I was getting into or what to expect. And they, again, kind of left that cliffhanger for me to find out. And it has been amazing. I'm very flattered by everybody's positive reaction to Bulk Biceps and how warmly he's been received and how everybody's been so amazing toward me. I'm blown away. It's really, really cool. So I'm excited. I'm talking to you in Brisbane, Australia. You wouldn't have known about me if it hadn't been for the show. This is awesome. So thanks.
It's like they knew in advance, like, this character is going to take off. But you can never predict it, but it did.
You're so right. They didn't know. They had a feeling. I was looking at them through the glass when we were recording and looking at them going, I'm going in the right direction. And they were going, yeah, man, they give me thumbs up all the time. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. We'd hoped that he would take off like he did, but we didn't know for sure. All this positive feedback has just been amazing. It's been pretty awesome. So I feel so blessed. Pretty cool.
Here's one from Roy. Do you like spinach?
Funny you should ask, because yes, I happen to love spinach. There's a Japanese dish that I really like called gomai. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, but it's spinach with like a peanut sauce. It's one of my favorite things. I love spinach salads. That's one of my favorite things, especially in the summer with like strawberries and blueberries and shaved almonds and goat cheese. And yeah, it's really good with like a strawberry vinaigrette or something like that. That's awesome. So the answer is yes, I love spinach. Really sad Popeye at the end. I am what I am.
My mouth is watering from that recipe. Oh my goodness.
Spinach salad is awesome.
This is a cute one from Stuart Stevens.
Hi, Stuart.
How does it feel to be the only Pegasi with small wings and Scootaloo?
What was the last word?
Scootaloo, one of the Cutie Mark Crusaders.
Oh, cool. The smallest wings? Like, I got small wings but big dreams, baby, so they're not holding me back. Those little wings are going to be working hard. Maybe I can get hold of your friend who has those prosthetic wings that you were telling me about, those animatronic wings. Bulk Biceps might be able to get hold of that person and hook me up with that or a hang glider or something. That might work. There's ways to get around this problem. I just see it as an inconvenience, not as an impediment. That's how I'm looking at it.
Paul Hoxoner, did you hear that? Bulk Biceps wants your wings.
I want his wings, if that's okay. Like I said, it's an inconvenience, not an impediment.
Here's a hypothetical from Taro.
Hi, Taro!
A building is on fire, and the firefighters haven't arrived yet. You see someone in the building trying to get out of a window on the second story. What do you do?
In the second story, won't be able to gather that much velocity, so I would set something up for them so they could either jump into my arms or probably pancake me on the bottom, but be willing to take that risk, or set something up at the bottom that they could land into safely.
I like the second part of that question. You know what? When all else fails, use technology.
Use technology, exactly. If all else fails, technology. Or Twilight Sparkle, that's right. Use magic, the untangible.
This has been I'm Brony and I'm Proud. Lucky Knight speaking. Thanks for listening. Remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at IBAIP Show. Proud to be a brony. Intro and outro by Black Griffin. My Little Pony, friendship is magic.
My little pony. I used to wonder what friendship could be. My little pony.